Hi everyone, this is Carol Ann Speaks the State of Our World on Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? What's happening out there? Okay. Unique and shocking. Donald Trump arrested on 37 counts for mishandling classified documents. Good. But they let him, he was arrested and did all that stuff. But he didn't have to stay and he didn't have to post bail or anything. He just went to his golf club to spread more false stories about how terribly he's been treated. And then also, the Espionage Act. Could Trump indictment lead to changes to 1970? Could Trump indictment lead to changes to 1917 law used to jail whistleblowers? I don't know. That would be nice. There are a lot of people uh, who are accused of something under the Espionage Act, and they end up in jail. So I don't know. He got off easy. He didn't have to post bail. Whistleblowers are charged much more harshly. Okay, also, money has won. Saudi rights activist says PGA Live Golf merger gives the MBS guys from Saudi Arabia more power and influence. That's terrible. They want to, Saudi Arabia wants to whitewash their terrible human rights record. And President Biden, when he was running for president, he said he's going to hold Saudi Arabia leader accountable. And he goes there begging them to produce more oil. So I don't know. It's terrible, terrible. All right, now, what are some of the other headlines? Trump pleads not guilty to 37 charges before telling supporters they're coming after you. He's a little Hitler, a little Mussolini, and a little, who's the guy from Spain? Okay, but he's a little Hitler, a little Mussolini, a little Putin, all these dictators. He's a dictator wannabe. And judge allows E. Jean Carroll to add Trump CNN town hall remarks to defamation lawsuit. Good. And Russian strikes kill 6 in Ukraine. U.S. to send more weapons, including depleted uranium tank shells. Now, depleted uranium tank shells, that is dangerous because it's a byproduct of the nuclear enrichment process and is dangerous to human health when inhaled as dust or shrapnel and can contaminate water and soil in the surrounding environment. So we have more armored vehicles. So I don't know about that. We'll have to see what happens. Okay. South African activists take aim at Standard Bank in fight to stop the East African pipeline. Everybody's fighting against these pipelines. No one's holding the oil companies accountable. That is terrible. And Greta Thunberg warns global climate decisions at COP28 could be death sentence for humanity. I totally agree. And Olympic track star Tori Bowie was 8 months pregnant and in labor when she died of complications. She was at home and there was no one to help her. It appears that black women are 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy and childbirth complications than white women. So I don't know. I don't understand. The baby passed away as well. Terrible tragedy for Tori Bowie and her baby. And black civil rights attorney is arrested by Lexington, Mississippi police. She's investigating police. She is investigating for corruption Well, okay, she's investigating for corruption in Mississippi. Okay, and she's arrested. She's okay, and Montana indigenous groups demand justice in killing of 22-year-old Mika Westwolf, who was walking on a road in the early morning hours, and she was struck and killed by a driver as she was walking home. The driver was ID'd as Sonny White, a suspected white nationalist whose children are reportedly named Aryan and Nation and were in the car at the time of the crash. Sonny White has not been charged in connection with Westwolf's death. Mika Westwolf was a member of the Blackfeet tribe and was also Dene, Cree, and Klamath, other tribes. She was an avid athlete and poet. So she should get justice, and this woman, should be held accountable. Sonny White. Very good. Very, very nice. This is Montana. Okay. And Cornel West moves to Green Party in 2024 presidential run. Okay. And LA East cuts staff by 12%. LA Times to lay off 74 employees. I don't know why. That's terrible. Media. And UPS workers win fight to get air-conditioned vehicles as union members vote on strike. Good. UPS is kind of pretty stingy. All right. Now, also, at least 59 migrants died in 2023's the deadliest shipwreck off the Greek coast. They drowned after the boat capsized off the Greek coast. So I don't know, it's really terrible. What people risking a lot to get out of Africa and the Middle East. Okay, now, forced displacement, it's a record 110 million people around the world. They're forced to because of the climate, because of conflicts in nations like in Sudan and Ukraine, Syria and Afghanistan. So, it's a terrible situation. And the UN is trying to help everybody and can't. It's a money situation. And no one should have to be forced to leave their country. 100 people die in Nigeria after boat capsizes on the Niger River. Okay. The people who died were returning from a wedding with a tragedy, also claimed the lives of children. And people were returning from a wedding. They're poor people. Okay. Now, also, Israeli soldiers kill Palestinian teen during raid in occupied West Bank. Yep, they killed a 19-year-old Palestinian and injured at least 8 others during a raid on the Balata refugee camp in Nablus in the occupied West Bank. The soldiers were searching for another man when they started firing on people in the vicinity of his home, and the brother of the wanted man said their house was surrounded by Israeli forces who threatened to bomb it and kill everyone inside. That's terrible. That's Israel. Israel has to be held accountable for what they do, and no one does. All right. Massachusetts launches community bank to address climate and affordable housing. I think that's a good idea. I totally approve of that. I hope it works out. And Donald Trump travels to Miami to face federal charges over classified documents. Good. Hold him accountable. He's indicted on 37 charges. He pleads not guilty. Some other things happening in the world. Okay. Now, the student loan payments, if their payments are going to resume, how are people going to deal with that? And the battle for power in Sudan reignites the conflict in Darfur, those people. Okay, and a group of orcas, those are whales, attack and sink vessels off the Iberian Peninsula. Okay, and textile waste and fashion sustainability. Textile waste is a pollutant, whether it's fabric or the process of creating the fabric, but it's definitely a pollutant. And textiles generate 21 billion pounds of waste that goes into the landfills every year, and there are people trying to do something about that, to recycle them and make sure textiles are used in a sustainable manner. Okay. Now, that's a lot of what's happening out there in the world. Okay. Now, so what else is happening? Okay. Hang on a minute. Okay, I'd like to sing a song, 500 Miles. It's a very old song, I don't know who wrote it. If you miss the train I'm on, you'll know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 500 miles. Lord, I'm one, Lord, I'm two, Lord, I'm three, Lord, I'm four, Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home. Not a shirt on my back, not a penny to my name. Lord, I can't go on home. This away, this away, this away, this away, this away. Lord, I can't go on home. This away. Okay, that was 500 miles. Hope you liked it. Thank you for tuning in this evening of Wednesday, June 14, 2023, for another meeting of Carolyn Speaks State of the World. Stay safe, wear a mask, practice social distancing. When the vaccine is available and right for you, I would take it. We had ours. Take care of yourself and others. Remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Signing off on June 14th, Wednesday. Thank you. Good night.